Hi, third graders. It's Miss Jaramillo. I would love for you guys to go ahead and let's check our DMA for today. So we are on week 27, day 2, and today is Wednesday. So also don't forget, on Wednesday, I'm also asking you guys to go into Clever and work on your happy numbers lessons for 20 minutes. And you have a timer at the top to help you make sure that you're fulfilling your 20 minutes. And also, I would like for you to make sure that you do 5 minutes of your fact fluency. So let's take a look at our DMA for today. We have our first problem is a word problem. So it says, there were 21 skiers waiting in line to get on the ski lift. So we know that this is a total number of skiers. And it says 3 skiers can sit on each seat. Again, each is a very important word whenever it comes to multiplication and division. There are 3 skiers on each seat. It says how many seats are needed for all of the skiers. So we have our total number of skiers. We have them being put into 3 for each group. And we want to know how many seats or how many groups are going to be needed. So we're actually going to be using division, if you haven't already figured that out. And so let's take a look at the back. I'm going to look at day 2. And it says 3 skiers fit on each seat. So we want 21 skiers, but we know that there's 3 skiers on each seat. So here's a seat, and that seat fits 3 skiers. And this one fits 3. Now we're at 6. 3 more makes 9. 3 more makes 12. And we're going to 21, right? So we're at 12, 15. 3 skiers on this seat makes 18. And 3 more on this seat makes 21. So here are my 21 skiers. Make sure you're drawing a model. And there are 3 people on each seat. Now the question was asking us, how many seats are we going to need for these 21 skiers? Well, that's a seat. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 seats, because those are my groups, times 3 skiers each seat. And that gives us our total of 21 skiers. Now, really what we were missing was this, right? This was the number of seats. So we were actually missing that part of our equation. So when I go to write my division equation, I have 21 total skiers. We're dividing them and sharing them equally onto 3 for each seat, 3 skiers each seat, and we want to know how many seats there are. So we were able to use what we know about multiplication to help us find the number of seats are needed for the 21 skiers. So there's 7 seats needed for those 21 skiers. So now we can say we need 7 seats because 21 skiers divided into groups of 3 divided into groups of 3 will give me 7 groups, right? Or groups being the seats, because that's what are my groups, are the seats. That's my container, right? Or how I'm putting them into groups. Okay, let's now go on to Our next problem, and it's a little something different. We haven't run into this before, so I'm going to explain it fairly quickly. It says, use the information below to fill in this line plot. Now, a line plot is a way of organizing information or data onto what looks like a number line with fractions on it. And so this is why we have been, this is actually going to be the next thing that we go to after we finish fractions. We're going to use these fractions to help us put data on a number line or a line plot. In this case, it kind of looks like a ruler, right? So that's how measuring comes in on this, because measuring and fractions go really well together. So it's showing us paintbrushes in the art room. So this is the length of the paintbrushes, and this is the number of paintbrushes. The number of paintbrushes. And I'm going to put that PB for paintbrushes. And this is how long they are. So they're telling us that 5 paintbrushes are 4 1/4 inches long. So we're going to take and draw, and sometimes they call these, you can use dots or you can use X's, but you want to make them the same size, okay? So 4 1/4, there's 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are the 5 paintbrushes, and these are 4 1/4 long. Now, we have 6 paintbrushes that are 4 1/2 inches. So we're going to have one more than the 4 1/4. And again, there's 5, and one more is going to make 6. Notice how I kept this lined up and equal. And now it says 5 1/4. So this is 4 3/4. So this tells me I don't have any. This is 5 inches. So again, I don't have any paintbrushes that are this length, 5 inches. But I do have 3 paintbrushes that are 5 1/4. So 1, 2, 3. And again, I try to keep them lined up with where they are. Okay, it's like a bar graph. You want to keep them fairly to the same height as the others. Okay, so this is a line plot, and now we've shown how many paintbrushes above each length there are for each paintbrush. Okay, let's take a look at the next problem. We have 5 groups of 2, or 5 rows of 2, and I'm just going to draw an array. So there's 5 rows, and there's 2 in each row, and they're telling me there's only one group of these. So if there's only one group of 5 rows of 2, then I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There are 10 objects. And our last one says to divide the circle into 6 equal pieces and shade 3/6. So remember, I like to use thirds to help me create 6. So I'm going to draw like a Y. And each one of these is 1/3. So I'm just going to real lightly just say 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. And then between every third is going to double the pieces. So we're multiplying these by 2. Thirds are going to now become 6. So for every third, I have 1/6. Now, 3/6, I'm just going to shade in 3 of the 6. You will see that, what do you notice about 3/6? What is 3/6 in simplest form? And that's your discussion question for today. I want you to tell me 3/6 is equivalent to what fraction in simplest form? Okay, can't wait to see what you get on your discussion question for today. Have a great Wednesday, guys, and don't forget to do your happy numbers and your fact fluency. See you tomorrow.